हुँ। Good morning, all of you. In the previous class, discussed about types of membership functions. In today's class, we will discuss about fuzzy logic. Okay. So coming to fuzzy logic. So fuzzy logic is a method of reasoning that resembles human reasoning. That means how a particular human being reasons for something. This fuzzy logic also is a method of reasoning. That means it tells why that particular thing happened. Okay, just like human reasoning, this fuzzy logic is a method so that acts like human reasoning. That means how a particular human being gives reason for something. That means how why that particular thing happened or how that particular thing happened. So this particular fuzzy logic also is same as the human reasoning method. Okay, right. So the approach of fuzzy logic imitates the way of decision making in humans that involves all intermediate possibilities between digital values yes and no. Okay, that means a human being tells the reason, for example, a question is being asked to the human being. So then he will tell either either yes or no. So in the same way, this particular fuzzy logic also uh, gives the decision making. That means it takes decisions just like humans do. So based on the situation there, it is going to take the decisions. Just like human beings, it is going to take the decisions based on the situation. Okay. So and it considers the digital values like yes and no. So here in fuzzy logic, the output will be either true or false. Okay, the output will be either true or false. Okay, true means 1, false means 0, right? So it takes the input from the user and it produces the output as true or false, right? Okay. So the inventor of fuzzy logic is Lofty-Jade. So he observed that unlike computers, the human decision making includes a range of possibilities between yes and no, such as so this particular computer, that means the computer takes decisions based on the situation there. Okay, but when coming to human beings, the reasons will vary or the reasons will be different. Okay, for example, the answer a human being tells is certainly yes, possibly yes, cannot say, possibly no, certainly no, like this. That means there are some different possibilities or there are some range of possibilities between yes and no. That means it may be yes or it may be no, or it is somewhat yes or somewhat no, like that. Okay, whereas the computer tells either yes or no, that's it. Whereas the human beings will have some range of possibilities between yes and no. For example, certainly yes, That means certainly yes means is definitely yes. Possibly yes means yes, it will be yes, like that. Okay. Next cannot say means I can't say. Next possibly no means it is surely no. Certainly no means it is somewhat no. Okay, like that. Okay. So these are some of the range of possibilities a human being does while saying yes or no. Okay. And next coming to implementation of fuzzy logic. The fuzzy logic can be implemented in systems with various sizes and capabilities that ranges from small microcontrollers to large microcontrollers. These are extensively used in microcontrollers. This fuzzy logic is used in microcontrollers, that is from smaller microcontrollers to large microcontrollers. Next one, networking. Next one, workstation based control systems. So these are some of the applications where fuzzy logic is used. Microcontrollers, networking stations, and workstation based control systems. And this can be implemented in hardware and software, or else a combination of both hardware and software. The means it is used in either hardware or software, or else in both hardware and software. Okay, so this is where the implementation of fuzzy logic is done. And next, why we have to use fuzzy logic? Okay, so fuzzy logic is useful for commercial and practical purposes. Okay, so this particular fuzzy logic is used in commercial and practical purposes. Okay, so commercial use and practical use. So coming to the areas, so it can control machines and consumer products. Okay, so it is used to control the machines, and also it is used to control the consumer products. And next one is, it may not give accurate reasoning, but it will give acceptable reasoning. That means we can't get the accurate reasoning, but we can get acceptable reasoning using this fuzzy logic. And next one is, fuzzy logic helps to deal with the uncertainty in engineering. Okay, so if there is some uncertainty in engineering, so this fuzzy logic helps to deal with the uncertainty, right? Coming to the architecture, so this is the architecture of fuzzy logic. So here we have rules, a fuzzifier, intelligence, and defuzzifier. Okay, that means the input we are going to give is through fuzzifier. So the fuzzifier will take the input, and next it will consult the intelligence. That means whatever input it gets from the crisp input, so it is being given to intelligence. Okay, so in that intelligence we have some rules. Based on the rules that are present in the intelligence, it is going to give the output. So that particular output will be given as fuzzy output set to the defuzzifier. So this particular defuzzifier will keep it in order, and that is going to give us the output. Okay, input will be given to fuzzifier. Fuzzifier will send the particular input to the intelligence. That intelligence is having some rules and regulations there. Based on the rules and regulations, it is going to produce the output. So that particular output will be given to defuzzifier, which keeps that particular output in an order and give us the output. Okay, so this is the architecture of fuzzy logic, right? Coming to fuzzy logic system architecture, it has four main parts. One is fuzzy module. Next one, knowledge base. Next one, inference engine. And next one, defuzzification module. So these are the four parts in fuzzy logic systems architecture. First one is fuzzification module. Second one, knowledge base. Third one, inference engine. And fourth one, defuzzification module. Okay, so coming to the fuzzification module, so this one is fuzzification module. So this is fuzzifier. Okay, so fuzzification module transforms the system inputs, which are crisp numbers, into fuzzy sets. That means it takes the numbers and converts it into fuzzy sets. Okay, so this particular fuzzification or fuzzifier splits the input signal into 5 steps. Okay, the input signal which it takes from the user will be split into 5 steps. The input signal will be split into 5 steps. One is LP. LPX is large positive, such as LPX is large positive. Next, MPX is medium positive, SX is small, MNX is medium negative, and LNX is large negative. So these are the 5 steps: large positive, medium positive, small, medium negative, large negative. Okay. These are the 5 steps. So this particular input signal is split into 5 steps. That is LP, MP, S, MN, and LN. Okay. Next one, knowledge base. So this particular knowledge base stores the if-then rules provided by the experts. That means the experts will provide the if-then rules to the knowledge base. Okay. So the knowledge base stores all the considers all the if-then rules and is going to take the decision. Okay. Next one, inference engine. So inference engine is nothing but it simulates the human reasoning process by making fuzzy inference on the inputs and if-then rules. That means by using the if-then rules, it is going to process the reasoning. It is going to process the reasoning, and based on the input, it is going to apply the rules, that is if-then rules, and is going to take the decision. Okay. Next one. After that, that is given to defuzzification module. Okay. So the defuzzification module transforms the fuzzy set obtained by the inference engine into a crisp value or crisp output. Okay. So this is regarding the 4 main parts, that is fuzzification module, knowledge base, inference engine, and defuzzification module. Okay. Fuzzification for taking the input and splitting the input into 5 steps. And next one, knowledge base. That means it stores the if-then rules provided by the experts. And inference engine is used to take the reasoning, that it is used to give the reasoning process or simulate the human reasoning process based on the inputs and if-then rules. And after that, that will be given to defuzzification module or defuzzifier, which transforms the fuzzy set obtained by the inference engine into a crisp value output. Okay. So this is regarding fuzzy logic system architecture. Okay. So coming to the algorithm. So the algorithm for fuzzification or defuzzification is like this. Okay. First one, define linguistic variables and terms. First, we need to define all the linguistic variables and terms. After that, construct the membership functions for them. So that means first you need to identify the variables and terms. After that, we need to construct the membership function. After that, construct knowledge base of rules. Next, rules are to be kept in the knowledge base. Next one, convert the crisp data into fuzzy data sets using a membership function. Okay, that is nothing but fuzzification. So converting the crisp data into fuzzy data sets using membership functions, which is known as fuzzification. And after that, evaluate the rules in the rule base, that is done by the interface engine or inference engine. Interface engine. Next one, combine the results from each rule, that is interface engine. Evaluate the rules in the rule base. Next one, combine the results from each rule, that is interface engine. And next one, convert the output data into non-fuzzy values, that is defuzzification. So these are the 4 things done: fuzzification, interface engine, so fuzzification, next one, interface engine, next one, in the same thing, interface engine, next one, defuzzification. Okay, fuzzification, next one, interface engine, next one, defuzzification. They are the three things done. So getting the input and converting into fuzzy data. After that, by using the rules, it is going to apply the rules and get the result. And that particular result will be given to defuzzifier, which converts the output data to non-fuzzy values. Okay. So this is the algorithm. And coming to the logic development in fuzzy logic. So there are some steps here while performing the logic development. So step number 1 in logic development is define the linguistic variables and terms. First, you need to define all the linguistic variables and terms. After that, the linguistic variable, here the linguistic variables are the input and output variables in the form of simple words or sentences. Okay. So linguistic variables are input and output variables in the form of simple words or sentences. For room temperature, cold, warm, hot, etc. These are the linguistic terms. So temperature T equals to very cold, cold, warm. Okay. So for room temperature, these are the things. Okay. One is cold, next one is warm, and next one is hot. So these are some of the linguistic terms used. So temperature T equals to very cold or warm or very warm or hot. So these are some of the linguistic terms used in room temperature. Okay. So every member of this set is a linguistic term that can cover some portion of overall temperature values. Okay. So like this, I'm going to construct the linguistic terms, or the membership functions are constructed like this. Okay. So after getting all the variables, in terms, after getting all the linguistic variables in terms, we need to construct the membership functions for them. Okay. The membership functions of temperature variable are as shown below. Okay. So this is how to construct the membership functions of temperature variable. Okay. Right. Next one. Next one. Now, after constructing the membership function, we need to create a matrix. So we need to create a matrix of room temperature values versus target temperature values. So we have to create a matrix of room temperature values versus target temperature values that an air conditioned system is expected to provide. Okay. So these are some of the values here. Okay. So room temperature or target. Next one, very cold, cold, warm, hot, very hot. So these are the variables, linguistic variables in terms. Okay. Room temperature or target. So if it is very cold, then when it is very cold, there will be no change. Next, if it is very cold, we can convert it into heat. Okay. Next, another possibility, warm. Warm means it can be converted to heat. Hot means it can be converted to heat. Very hot means it can be converted to heat. Okay. Next one. Okay, like this, all the possibilities are defined here. Okay. Now we need to build a set of rules in the knowledge base, which is in the form of if then else structure. Okay. For example, if temperature equals to cold or very cold, and target equals to warm, then that means if it is when the temperature is either cold or very cold and the target equals to warm, then we need to take the action as heat. Next, if the temperature equals to hot or very hot, means then the action should be taken is cool. Okay. Next one. Okay. Next one. The temperature equals to warm and target equals to warm, then there will be no change. Okay. Like that, you have to take the decisions. Okay. Next one. Step number 4 is obtain the fuzzy set operations that performs evaluation of rules. That means rules must be evaluated here, so that we will get the fuzzy values in the fuzzy set operations. Okay. So here the fuzzy set operations are OR operation, AND operation, next max, min respectively. Okay. So the operation is for OR and AND. Okay. So here OR means max operation, AND means min operation. Okay. Like that, we have to perform the fuzzy set operations, OR and AND. Okay. That is max and min respectively. Now we have to combine the results. So combine all the results of evaluation to form a final result. So this particular result is known as fuzzy value. After getting the fuzzy value, we have to perform defuzzification. So this particular defuzzification is performed according to the membership function for output variable. Okay, that's it. Okay. So next topic is fuzzy propositions. Coming to the fuzzy propositions, some of the propositions here in fuzzy logic are unconditional and unqualified proposition, unconditional and qualified propositions, conditional and unqualified propositions, and next one, conditional and qualified propositions. So these are the four types of fuzzy propositions. Okay. The first one, unconditional and unqualified propositions. So the canonical form of this particular type of fuzzy proposition is P colon V is F. P colon V is F. Okay. Where V is a variable which takes a value small v from universal set U, and F is a fuzzy set on universal set U that represents a given inaccurate predicate such as fast, low, tall, short, etc. For example, okay. So P equals to speed of V is high F. Speed of that is speed is high. Speed is represented in V. High means F. Okay. So speed of V is high F. So now you need to write the value here. So if T of P equals to 0.8, if P is partly true, and T of P equals to 1 if P is absolutely true. Next, T of P equal to 0 when P is totally false. Right. Next, where T of P equals to mu of F of V, mu into F of V, membership period function that indicates the degree of truth of V that belongs to F, whose value ranges from 0 to 1. And second one is unconditional and qualified proposition. So the canonical form of this particular proposition is P colon V of V is F is S, where V and F have the same meaning and S is a fuzzy truth qualifier. For example, P is high is very true. It means unconditional but qualified. Next one, third one is conditional and unqualified proposition. So the canonical form of this particular proposition is P colon if X is A, then Y is B, where X and Y are the variables in the universal sets U1 and U2, and A and B are fuzzy sets on X and Y. Okay. For example, P, if speed is high, then risk is low. It is conditional but unqualified, right? Next one is conditional and qualified proposition. Okay. Next one is fourth one is conditional and qualified proposition. So this particular conditional and qualified proposition has the canonical form of this particular proposition is P if X is A, then Y is B is F, where all the variables have same meaning as previous dictate. For example, P if speed is high, then risk is low is true. If speed is high, then risk. If P is high, then risk, which is low, is true. Okay. So this is conditional and qualified. Okay. Next, coming to the inference rules for fuzzy propositions. The inference rules here are fuzzy inference system is the key unit of fuzzy logic system. Fuzzy inference system is the main part or key unit of a fuzzy logic system that takes the decision making. So that has decision making statements as its primary work. So the primary work of this particular fuzzy logic system using fuzzy inference system is decision making. So decision making is the primary work of fuzzy inference system, which is the key unit of fuzzy logic system. Okay. Next, so it uses the if-then rules along with the connectors or connector and end connector or and end connector for drawing the essential decision rules. So coming to the characteristics of fuzzy inference system. Coming to the characteristics of fuzzy inference system, the output from fuzzy inference system is always a fuzzy set irrespective of its input, which can be fuzzy or crisp. Okay, next one, it is necessary to have fuzzy output when it is used as a controller. Next, third one is a defuzzification unit would be there with fuzzy inference system to convert the fuzzy variables into crispy variables. Next, coming to the functional blocks of fuzzy inference system, the following are the functional blocks of fuzzy inference system. First one is rule base, database, decision making unit, fuzzification interface unit, and defuzzification interface unit. So these are the functional blocks of FIS. The characteristics are, first one, output is always fuzzy set. Next one is fuzzy set output is used as controller. Third one is defuzzification unit will convert the fuzzy variables into crispy variables. So these are the characteristics. Coming to the functional blocks of fuzzy inference system, it has rule base, database, decision making unit, fuzzification interface unit, and defuzzification interface unit. So these are the functional blocks of fuzzy inference system. Coming to the first one, that is rule base, it contains the fuzzy if-then rules. So it has if-then rules. Next one, database. It has the membership functions of fuzzy sets used in the fuzzy rules. That is, it has membership function. Third one, decision making unit. So it performs operations on rules. Using the rules, it is going to perform the operation. That is decision making unit. And next one is fuzzification interface unit. So this particular fuzzification interface unit converts the crispy quantities into fuzzy quantities. Okay. Next one, defuzzification interface unit. So this particular defuzzification interface unit converts the fuzzy quantities into crisp quantities. Fuzzy quantities into crisp quantities. Now coming to the block diagram of fuzzy inference system. So this is the block diagram. Okay. We have crisp input. The crisp input will be given as input to the fuzzification inference unit, and it is so based on the fuzzy logic, it is going to take the decision using the decision making unit, and the decision making unit will give the fuzzy set. So that particular fuzzy set will be given to the defuzzification inference unit. Okay. So coming to the fuzzy inference unit, it considers both the decision making unit and also the knowledge base. And the knowledge base has two things. One is database and another one is rule. So this fuzzification inference unit takes the input from the knowledge base where we have database and rules, and that particular input will be given as fuzzy set to the decision making unit, which takes a decision here and gives the fuzzy logic here. So that fuzzy logic will be given to the defuzzification inference unit. So the defuzzification inference unit will take the input from the knowledge base and also from the decision making unit. And this particular defuzzification inference unit is going to get the output here. So that particular output will be given to the user. Okay. So this is how the so this is the block diagram for fuzzy inference unit. Okay. Okay. So coming to the working of fuzzy inference system, a fuzzification unit supports the application of numerous fuzzification methods that converts the crisp input into fuzzy input. The fuzzification unit, so that is the fuzzification inference unit or the fuzzification unit, supports the applications of numerous fuzzification methods. That means using various fuzzification method, it is going to apply various fuzzification methods and is going to get the input. Okay, so that particular input will be converted to fuzzy input. So whatever fuzzification methods are there, so using that fuzzification method, you are going to get the crisp input, and that particular crisp input will be given, will be converted to fuzzy input, right? Next, coming to the database, knowledge base or database. Okay, knowledge base is a collection of rule base. That means all the rules will be stored there. Okay, collection of rule base and database. Is my screen visible to you? Okay. Okay. Coming to knowledge base. So it has all the rule base. That means all the rules will be stored in the knowledge base, right? So it is a collection of rule base and database, which is formed upon the conversion of crisp input into fuzzy input. That means by converting the crisp input into fuzzy input, it takes the input or the rules from the knowledge base. The fuzzy interface unit is going to take the input from the knowledge base, which is a combination of database and rules, and is going to convert the crisp input into fuzzy input. Okay, right. Next, so that particular fuzzy input will be given as input to the decision making unit that takes the decision there. Okay, next, the defuzzification unit fuzzy input is finally converted into crisp output. That means the defuzzification unit converts the fuzzy input into crisp output. Okay. Today also very few members are present. Only 53 members are present today. I don't know why today the attendance is being decreased. I already told you not to get absent for the class, but still many are getting absent. So with this, I am stopping my class today. So I will tell you the remainder of in the next class. Okay, thank you.